A woman calls 911, the cops arrive, and they shoot her. Yep, she gets shot by the police that she called because she's a victim of a crime. This was a suspected break-in. The black female caller was not committing any acts of crime. Let me give you background. Police shot a woman in the shoulder. This happened in Southern California after they kicked in her door, hearing noises inside following her 911 call to report an armed man in her apartment. The woman was treated for a non-life-threatening gunshot wound after the shooting in the city of Riverside, east of LA. She called 911 around 2:15 p.m., but initially said she did not know the armed man and was evasive with the dispatcher before the call was suddenly disconnected. Officers found a backpack with a handgun inside on top of a bush beneath the woman's second-story apartment balcony. The Riverside Police Department said in a news release Friday. They knocked on her apartment door and announced themselves, asking for the woman to come outside. She did not answer. But police could hear noises inside and an officer kicked in the door. Now there's a reason she did not answer, okay? Reason Bingham Jr., who was later identified as the woman's 29-year-old boyfriend, had allegedly been using physical force to prevent the woman from opening the door for police. He was arrested on suspicion of false imprisonment, weapons violations, and a violation of parole. We have no information of these cops being held accountable or any type of actions. But once again, they shot the wrong person. She could have died. She could be dead right now. And the person who broke in, not. Here's the police chief. Larry V. Gonzalez is the chief of police for that agency. Adrienne, just imagine being a victim of a crime, calling 911, to then be victim again, to be victimized with a gunshot in your shoulder. Now, thankfully she's alive and she will recover, but damn, that's still a bullet in your body. That's gonna stay with you.
Absolutely, a little bit of trauma as well. You know, the fact that you reach out to an agency, you reach out to people for help because you're afraid and scared, and then you have to be afraid of those individuals that are supposed to be there to protect and to serve you. It's an unfortunate aspect of our system, and unfortunately, it essentially befalls Black and brown people in a disparate impact type of way. You know, it just reminds me a lot of feeling that sense of fear of what if I call the police? Who is going to create a bigger threat for me? This ongoing assailant or the potential law enforcement officers? And I really feel for this woman.
Let me tell you the decision that Black and brown folks have to make every day in America. They want to call the police because something is police worthy, okay? But they also know that if 911 shows up, their lives could change forever. That something could go wrong, that someone could overreact. And so you have a hesitancy in many communities as it relates to 911. Because as we see in this situation and with the 8-year-old girl who was killed, police arrive and they make the situation worse. Let's not act as if they made it better. These cops made it worse.